All right. Hey guys. So I'm actually here for Marketing Brothers with an amazing woman. It's gonna tell us the story, and we're gonna hopefully bring more awareness to an amazing organization that we both are passionate about. So here's Mandi Thomas.
Hi.
A very good friend of mine, and I met this amazing lady actually at the Dallas Beast for Spartan last week, she is the only active OEW MAT member, which she'll explain a little bit what that is. So welcome, Mandy.
Thank you.
So let's start on your story for a little bit.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about who you are and what brought you to where you are right now.
Okay. So I am an active duty firefighter in North Florida.
Okay.
I've been one for about a year and a half.
All right.
I first came across OEW through Instagram. Okay. So I'm really good friends with Drew Stokes, who's a Customs and Border Protection agent that was shot 2 years ago.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you were friends with him.
Yeah.
I met him at with the Beast with him last year.
Did you?
Here in Florida.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So Jeff Farmer saw an Alive Day post that we did for his 1 year workout, and reached out to me and said, hey, we have this organization that helps wounded law enforcement and military.
Okay.
I sent the information to Drew. He bit, and because I was the link, they invited me to run with them.
Oh, so you're the one that brought him. Were you there? You weren't there last year, would you?
I was at the Jacksonville Super with Drew.
So we run the same race, and we don't remember each other.
You were at the Jacksonville?
I was at the Jacksonville Super.
Holy shit! Yeah, I was.
All right, cool. Well, if you don't remember me and I don't remember you, then I guess we're
even.
Cool. All right, so we've been talking about OEW. So what is OEW?
So OEW is a 100% volunteer nonprofit that basically does endurance events, and it's mental health, physical health, and wellness for wounded military, law enforcement, and veterans. Okay,
and I think they're trying to expand a little bit into other areas, no? Like firefighters.
Correct. So I had a lot of pressure on me to pass INDOC because Lopez and CJ really want to expand it to first responders. Okay. So we are dying by our own hands faster than we are dying by job-related illnesses, cancer.
That's nuts. So what is INDOC?
So INDOC is basically right now. It used to be about a 2 to 3 day event.
Okay.
Now it's been condensed into a 24-hour crucible. So you basically are, flown to some random place. I've never been to Ohio. This was in the woods in Ohio.
Okay.
And for 24 hours, anything goes, physical, mental, psychological, and I'm pretty strong-headed, strong-willed. I can suffer for a long time physically, and they eventually broke me. So that, for me, about hour 14 was where they finally broke me down and the game started for me. So. Oh,
and I think in OEW I think we've shared a little bit about that. We'll share some pictures after, but you guys wear the masks, right? And so INDOC is the whole time you gotta be wearing this mask, right?
About 75 to 80% of the time we were in the mask.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then with this mask, you can't eat anything, right?
Nothing.
You just literally have a straw. I mean, a straw for a camelback. That's
Correct.
it, right?
Yes.
That's gotta be rough.
It was pretty bad, and it was hot in INDOC, and so to go from I get to be in the mask for about 30 minutes here and there at work. We wear the mask to protect us from fire and smoke. But to go from wearing it for about an hour for a workout to 7 hours for our first event was that was a wake-up call.
So the mask you wear, because I truly honestly don't know, the mask you wear for as a firefighter, is it the same purpose as the mask that you guys wear for OEW, or one stronger than the other one, or they're like military versus firefighter, or they serve the same purpose? So
truly the C, I think it's C-150 gas mask or C-50 gas mask is just it helps you obviously with nuclear stuff or the biohazard or whatever.
Okay.
Now, our masks for fire have to be attached to a self-contained breathing apparatus for the
smoke.
Correct, for it to not get into our lungs. So there's quite a difference.
Oh, I got you. And the mask that they use at OEW has, I mean, we have this logo right here, and it has the one side. But I think it actually, you can have another one, right? Another filter in the other side.
That I don't know. I've only seen the one screw for the filter.
Okay. They look badass, so.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they you know, I've been asking Lopez, it's like, oh, I wanna go to Indoc and stuff like that, but it's only reserved for veterans, you know.
Right.
So, speaking about that, so you served in the military,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you do in the military?
So I was. It was formerly known as a 97 Echo was the nomenclature, but it's human intelligence and linguist. So I was an interrogator and a Russian linguist, and I also passed Airborne school.
Okay. So you speak Russian?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you say Lopez sucks in Russian?
Lopez plохо.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a word for sucks, but he's bad.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So then you got into Indoc. You passed Indoc, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then once you pass Indoc, you get the privilege of actually being a mask athlete, right?
Right.
So tell us a little bit, because you know it all looks cool and everything, but what is the actual purpose of being a mask athlete and the actual mission of the organization?
Okay, so the mission of the masked athlete is basically for honoree safety and mission completion.
Okay.
So we have a lot of adaptive athletes that require help to be able to, you know, pass ring every bell in the Spartan races, or we had like Matt Bradford that, you know, summited a mountain. So it's basically people that go through this indoctrination that, you know, no matter what, they are going to break themselves to make sure that that honoree is safe and they complete their mission.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's the mission. That's why you wear the masks. And why do you actually wear the masks? Because obviously you could help the honoree without a mask, right? So what is the actual purpose of wearing the mask?
So there's two reasons why we wear the mask. For one is anonymity.
Okay.
Because when we're taking an honoree through, it is their wish. It is their mission. They want to do this, and we want them to challenge themselves. So we're not going to say, hey, what are you good at? Let's take you through this.
Yeah.
We want to challenge them, you know, something that's almost impossible. Just to give them that morale, just to feel like how they felt while they were serving or while they were still, you know, active in law enforcement. So we don't want the focus to be on us. We want it to be hyper-focused on them. Okay. The other reason is, you know, we had Chris Wolf that we did, the Dallas Beast. He was actually my honoree, so we were teamed up. And I can't make myself be paralyzed to know what he's going through. Yeah. So it's pretty much my burden. I can't eat anything, or, you know, I can't take it off, and it can be pretty uncomfortable at times, but it's just so I, in some way, can feel shitty. Okay. And this was, and actually this is, to put people into perspective, I mean, I was there. I had the honor actually to be with you guys and help in what I could, even take pictures, you know, but I helped in some way, I hope. But you did. But it also has, you know, you're doing this, you're having this burden, and it's completely, you know, you guys throw yourselves at whatever needs to happen for these honorees. I mean, from them, for you making a human bridge for them to do the monkey bars. Yes. I mean, all the way to helping them lift an Atlas ball. I mean, it was all the way, you know. Yes. So that's amazing. That's amazing. It truly is a pleasure, and I can't speak for everybody, but I'm sure it's the same. It's a pleasure to put your body through that for the end results. Like when they accomplish whatever, that's what it's about. Yeah. So
And this race was like 16 miles, and it took us about almost 9 hours to do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we were there all day. So yeah, I mean, to put people into perspective, and I love the organization because I try to inspire as many people as I can, and I show pictures and videos of what we did, and Chris Wolf actually carrying or flipping a tire, being a paraplegic and stuff like that, and I was. And it's like, what's your excuse? I mean,
exactly.
People are like, oh, I gotta get in shape to get to a Spartan race, and I'm like, dude, Matt Radford, it's a double amputee and he's blind.
Yeah.
And he literally just climbed that mountain. I also can't think of it. But Mount Rainier, yes. And he also biked across Kentucky this year, right? I mean, with no legs.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That really puts things into perspective.
I think it's just everybody thinks that they have to be in shape. Just start where you are.
Yeah.
And the other thing about the masked athlete team and all of our OCAs, the people that come and run with us, is we know nobody's going to be left behind, and everybody's thinking, I'll invite people and they're like, oh, well, I'm not in shape, and it's like, no, we go as slow as our slowest person. So it's not about, we're not out to get trophies, we're not out for that freaking medal. We're out there to make sure that they ring that bell, and they're smiling the whole time. Like, it's exhausting, but I mean, if they could only see how big our smiles are in the mask, because I mean, I remember like 3 miles left, Chris is like, I'm ready to sprint. Were my feet ready to sprint?
Oh, I remember.
No, but we took off running just because, he needed that.
And his attitude, I mean, he was the entire course, he was positive and making jokes.
Absolutely. Jokes. Yeah.
I mean, I remember that one of the coolest moments. I mean, we're going down this giant, like, super steep hill, and we're going down this thing, and all of a sudden, we see the water station, and the water station had a porta potty, but the porta potty was actually strapped to the top of a freaking flatbed.
Yep.
And
we're like, in the air.
And we're like, that's not handicapped very well, and Chris is like, oh, dude, we gotta take a picture of this, and he's I'll share the picture later, and Chris is like right next to the porta potty, like going like that. How the hell am I gonna do this? And in fact, later he actually needed to go to the bathroom, and you guys legit had to brought him up the flatbed.
His ass up there, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, just the mindset and attitude. I mean, while he's going through it, I'm sure he's in pain, and he's encouraging people. He's telling everybody, you can do it. And so it was very inspiring. It was very inspiring too,
absolutely.
For sure.
And people need to understand, this isn't, we're not doing this just to be physical. This is truly like an all-encompassing, mental, psychological, and physical test. And military people and law enforcement and first responders are best when we are tested. And that's exactly what we're doing. So it's not always Spartan races. Like, we have a skydive event that we're doing this weekend, and I think Art from Tunnels to Towers mentioned whitewater rafting. Cool. Testing. We crave that thrill. We crave those endorphins.
Yeah. And I mean, serving, I think it's also all these honorees. They OEW makes them feel like they're part of a community. An organized community that they're not interested in nothing else than just helping each other be better humans and just be better people.
Yes. And I luckily we're doing I think we're doing the Jacksonville Spartan again in February.
Okay.
And I've already got like 5 people from my department that want to do it. That I didn't think anybody was interested in what I'm doing because it's so off the wall. But I tell them, man, it's intoxicating. Once you get there and you get that feel, it's like, I don't know what cocaine is like, but I can only imagine. It's just like, you want more, you want to be a part of it, and it's just this,
and I'll tell you right now, actually, this was, Lopez and I were going to do this, and I couldn't because, so a friend of mine, her name is Dashi, she's from UK, and she actually ran a whole Spartan race carrying a couch with a bunch of people to signify, getting people off the couch. You're getting people off the couch, you're carrying a couch. So I had a whole black couch picked out, everything. It was in my house and everything, and we were gonna run the one in, I think, in April.
Okay.
I think that was the Jacksonville. No, that was before. That was actually the sprint. that we were gonna run.
Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, Cocoa Beach.
Yeah.
So we were gonna run that. That's the one that Monty, that 92-year-old guy ran, and my dad passed away the week before, so I couldn't run that. But for Jacksonville, we're carrying the freaking couch. Like we're bringing the couch. So you get your firefighters guys ready, but because
I'm not going to tell them about the couch.
Perfect.
But
Perfect. We'll make it a red couch. That way they'll feel at home. So actually about that, it's so. Tell us about a little bit of your firefighter journey. And I know you and several other MAT teams are working towards getting firefighters involved with Operation Enduring Warrior, and I think it's amazing. I mean, I was lucky enough actually to a couple of weeks ago do a Go Rock Constellation, which is an urban survival event, and the Miami-Dade Fire Department was gracious enough to let us use their training facility, which is amazing. And I got to see just a tiny glimpse of how they train and how you guys train and all the stuff you guys gotta go through and those crazy heavy uniforms and all the stuff. So tell us about how after you serve in the military, how did you become a firefighter, and now how do you compare that from serving in the military versus being in public service now? It obviously sounds that you have that purpose to serve, others. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the whole firefighter and everything.
Okay, so this is the most unsexy story, but after the military, I was a stay-at-home mom for almost 12 years, 10 really, and I was at an awards banquet, and I saw that not a single woman got an award for anything, and they have awards for everything, like athlete of the year, firefighter of the year, probably 15 individual awards to give out, and not a single female walked up there.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I turned to my mom and I said, I'm going to fire school. And it just
nice.
and it just pissed me off, not because that I think that just because we're a woman we deserve it.
Yeah.
But I know one of them, at least one, deserved one of those awards. They just didn't, they didn't have anybody to advocate for them.
Yeah.
So I shit you not, 3 months later, I was in fire school.
Okay.
And it was horrible timing because it started in June, so it was in the middle of summer.
Okay.
We're in our fire gear for 8 hours a day.
Okay.
5 days a week. And we started with 18 people. I was the only chick. We finished with 6. I mean, it was like the Hunger Games. We were just dropping like flies. But I remember my mindset is what kept me in there. You know, I remember one of the guys I work with now, his name's Captain Winters, and they called me Mama T because I just naturally like to take care of people.
You do.
So, anyways, he's like, Mama T, you going to be there at the end? Yes, sir. No doubt. I'm always thinking about that, the end game, because, it was really, really hot. I actually passed out in a lecture, sitting in a classroom. Just drank a Monster, passed out, haven't touched one since. But, it was just the mindset. Now, luckily, I was hired at the department I wanted, which was where all of my fire instructors worked.
Okay.
I just loved them. They had this nice sense of family.
Okay.
Now, the difference between the Army and the firefighting, which, nothing against the Army, but I didn't like the people that I worked with. I was an interrogator working with PSYOP people.
Okay.
I lucked out with...
Those are the weird guys, right?
They're different. They are very unique. But luckily I got picked up with JSOC to go to Afghanistan. Okay. And I found out I was pregnant there.
Oh, okay.
1 month into the deployment, which actually broke my heart because I finally, I jumped my chain of command twice. I was pretty much, the black sheep, bastardized, this chick doesn't get it. She's freelancing. But then luckily JSOC picked me up.
What is JSOC?
So it's Joint Special Operations Command. So it's cool. Like, it's the cool stuff.
All right.
It's.
Yeah, you wanted to go to the cool stuff.
I did, man. I'm a freaking interrogator. Let's go interrogate some people.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
Yeah. I wasn't there very long. Got pregnant, had to come out, and I actually got with a JAG officer and wrote my own discharge papers. So now I've actually talked to John and Rick about this. I love being a veteran. I love being a part of the veteran community. I don't believe I served. You know, I got to do a lot of cool schools, Russian for a year in Monterey, Airborne school. You know, I got to go to Germany for a Russian refresher. I feel like I didn't do anything. So that, it's really hard. I'm proud of it. But if you were to really ask me if I served,
but now you are.
Now I am. Yeah, this has filled, OEW has filled the biggest void in my life, and that's being around the best kinds of military people.
Yeah.
Comparing that to firefighting, just because of my job and the company I was with, I think firefighting is everything I wanted the military to be that wasn't.
I got you.
Yeah, there's 5 of us at one time on a shift, 3 on the engine, 2 on the rescue. I get to hold the nozzle and put the fire out. The coolest freaking job ever. But like, we see a lot, and we spend 24 hours a day together. You're gonna stick together.
Oh yeah,
so,
you become brothers and sisters. Yeah,
absolutely. And I you know, they tested me for quite a bit just to make sure, you know, it's a really tough job. You got to carry a lot of shit. You know, hoses are not light when they're full of water.
Sure. Yeah.
And luckily, just through time and consistency and integrity, that, you know, they trust me, and I trust them.
What fire department you work at?
St. Johns County Fire Rescue, and I work at Station 10.
All right.
The best station.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
But I love the camaraderie, and I'm a really sarcastic person once I let my guard down.
Mm-hmm.
I speak fluent sarcasm, and so I cut up all day. I mean, we're joking. I love doing practical jokes just because the job can be so stressful that, you know, my natural response is to cut up or, you know, highly inappropriate, and we're just, it's a good family. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, I just have 2 final questions for you. All right. The first one is, how good at ping pong are you?
So before you and John, I would say I was pretty good.
No, I'm giving her shit because well, no, it wasn't that bad. You were pretty good. We were talking shit to each other the whole time in Dallas. We had this Airbnb with a cool ping pong table. And thankfully, I was able to beat Mandy and Lopez. But that I'm proud of. Freaking Lopez. I cannot lose to the one-armed man. But then the battle bars guy came and beat me. So I lost the check, the donation check. Sorry, Troy. But you know, it is what it is. No, we had a lot of fun. And
that was fun.
And the second question is, can you actually? Are those cowboy boots actually wearable now after I wore them?
Yes, they're nice and stretched out. So I don't know if you guys can tell just by looking at him, but he looks extremely sexy in women's Laredo cowboy boots.
Yep,
and Ranger panties.
I'll post a video too. Oh yeah, and that's the final question. What's the deal with Ranger panties?
So to be honest, I don't know. I've never been a fan of Ranger panties, but for whatever reason, you get around military organizations, gotta have the silkies on.
It's between whoopies and Ranger panties, man.
Whoopies.
Yes.
You can't say that. That whoopie that day did not save us.
Oh yeah, no. It's Lopez did not, and Rock to remember. Lopez literally did not talk to me for an entire day because I didn't know what a whoopie was. Like, he's like, dude, you're no longer my friend. Like, and all the guys are like, I mean, I was talking to Danny Stokes, you know, who's doing the whole epic bike tour, and you know, I talked to him about whoopies, and he's like, yeah, bro, I have the fancy whoopie, and I have the military whoopie, and I have them both here.
Like, what is this whoopie?
So it's like it's like my daughter has a blankie. It's kind of like that, I guess.
Exactly. So you got 2 Floridians in 44 degree weather in Texas.
Freezing,
snuggling in a whoopie, and so now
I'm a whoopie.
He's a convert.
I'm a whoopie fan now. I gotta get one. So, all right. Hey, Mandy, thank you for talking to me. Thank you for telling your story. And all we want is hopefully this helps a little bit bring awareness to Operation Enduring Warrior. I'm an OCA. I actually help with the communication team for Operation Enduring Warrior. So you guys can find Operation Enduring Warrior at enduringwarrior.org. Amazing organization, and come run a race with us. Everybody can do it. You know, if Chris Wolf and Matt Bradford can do it, you all can do it. So
yes, start where you are. Doesn't matter.
Awesome. See you guys.
See ya.
Thank you.
You're so easy to talk